Hello and welcome to ToVsday, the brand new video series brought to you by RPG Familiar. But I couldn't do this by myself, so I'd like to introduce my fellow co-hosts who are going to be helping me run this series. Starting over here, Angie.
Hello! My name is Angela. You can find me on most social platforms as Andrew or The Andrew, and I'm really excited to be here.
And Livy.
Hello, I'm Livy. I like games, so I'm here. I'm ready to talk about them.
And the game we're talking about today is Tales of the Valiant. Now, I know some of you may not know what Tales of the Valiant is, so let us explain that a bit now. Oh, and by the way, we all three are official game masters with Kobold Press and Tales of the Valiant, and we're going to be at Gencon running the system live in August? Angie? Livy? August?
August!
Yep.
August
1st.
Tales of the Valiant is made by Kobold Press, and it is just like the game you know and love, D&D 5th edition. However, it's just a little bit different, but it's still fully compatible with lots of great new changes and kind of really refining those rules and mechanics, and sometimes you might wish they were a little different.
And when you're first getting started with Tales of the Valiant, a great place to start is probably going to be picking out the Lineage for your first character.
I'm sorry, Lineage, hold on. I'm sorry, are you referring to like the Dampier or anything of that sort where I can just build out a new race?
Well, you are giving me an idea for a Beastkin character that's based off a vampire bat, but no, it's not like that. It's more like, more akin to a race from Dungeons & Dragons. It's going to determine your ancestry, your appearance, your age, size, and speed, those types of things for your character.
Correct. And some of you may be asking, how is a lineage different from a race? Well, D&D races determine many of your attributes and skills, things such as your character abilities, your ability scores, and often you might be locked into a certain playstyle because you chose a specific race. I know in a lot of D&D games, elves have that dexterity boost, so you see a lot of elf archers and elven rogues who benefit from that. But frankly, in Tales of the Valiant, they give you way more possibilities and customizable potential.
Well, the nice thing is whenever you're making your character, you're not actually going to be locked into that when you're using Tales of the Valiant, because your race, or therefore your lineage and your heritage, is not going to lock you into specific stat bonuses that are going to go to your abilities. Instead, that's going to come from a different topic that we're going to cover a little bit later.
Now, Livy, you mentioned a Beastkin earlier. Is that one of the lineage options that Tales of the Valiant offers?
Oh yes, it's one of the new ones, and it's probably my favorite. You can pick any kind of animal, really, ranging from however much humanoid you want, or just have, cute little animal ears, which I'm honestly partial for.
So it sounds like Tales of the Valiant essentially prevented themselves from having 25 to 15 different races that are just human with animal mix. That's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Tabaxi, Wolfkin are no more. It's all under the Beastkin umbrella. For my character, for example, the Vampire Bat Beastkin, I'd probably look at maybe reflavoring the avian feature and just going wild with that. I think it could be a lot of fun. I might bring that to my next game.
And what does the avian feature give you?
Well, it specifies that you're gonna end up with leathery, feathery, or gossamer wings, so really any kind of wings, and you gain a fly speed equal to your walking speed.
Yeah, I feel like that would do the job.
I'm already imagining the horrors that can come from a monk that can fly with the speed of their base speed. Oh, this makes me... I have some ideas now.
Are you ready for the zooms?
The zooms.
So, with a lineage, you're able to establish your appearance and your overall race, if you will. What Tales of the Valiant has done that has given you even more customizable options is it's split up its character creation with lineages and heritages. Lineages establishing what you are, heritages more so establishing your upbringing and your culture. It's the second key component to your character.
And I always want to make all kinds of fun creations. Making characters is always a really fun thing, and heritage allows me to just go against the grain, really. So if I really want, you could go ahead and make a dwarf who grew up climbing trees and is skilled with elven weapon training. Or say you want to be a blacksmithing elf. You don't need to be a dwarf. No, you're now resistant to fire damage from all of that forging you've done. You can do that.
A point to mention as well, each lineage does have a heritage that is recommended for that specific race, but Tales of the Valiant essentially says that you can play whatever heritage you want. But if you wanted that guideline, they have recommended ones that are more traditional for that race. So is my heritage equivalent to like my Dungeons and Dragons background?
Oh, not exactly. So it's more like your backstory, as in what you did with your parents, what they taught you, but then your background is going to be what you've done for yourself. Your heritage is going to give you your languages and some core things about yourself, but your background is going to be all about everything that happened after that. And backgrounds still exist in Tales of the Valiant. They give you a whole bunch of goodies like additional skill proficiencies, tool proficiencies, and even a talent for free. And I know, what's a talent? There's so many different words and phrases for things that are actually very familiar, and this one's no different. A talent is essentially going to be a feat, but we don't have a lot of time because there's so many exciting ones in Tales of the Valiant, so we'll catch you with that one next week.
So, in summary, lineages are basically your race or your species. Your heritage is your upbringing and your culture, how you were raised. And your backgrounds are more so along with your professions, your interests, and your skill set. And of course, you also get that free talent, which I promise we will cover in the very next video. But for now, I want to share the talents and the wonderful skills of these new co-hosts here on the channel. Angie and Livy, please tell these wonderful people more about yourselves now.
Well, hello. Once again, I am Angela Lammy. You can find me on most socials as Angeroo or _Angeroo. And I am the owner of Litlcord, which is a online Discord TTRPG server with plenty of players, plenty of GMs, lots of games going on, as well as recently becoming a third-party publisher. And we have things like Mimicnomicon, which is a whole anthology of 5e supplements of wonderful, unique mimics and tons of puns. So that's where you can find me.
And hello, I'm Livy. I do game dev things. I stream on Twitch. I'm Livy Rose Games at pretty much any social media site. And hopefully I release a game one day and you can play it.
Thank you both for being on with this project and this series, and for all of you who are just now learning what Tales of the Valiant is, stay tuned to this series. We are going to teach you everything that we can about it, and make this very new, scary system actually very familiar and playable for you and many tables to come. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye for now. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.